Alright, good morning. Scuba Vet Dan here from the ECF. I'm going to run over how to rebuild the rebuildable cartomizer that I designed and made. And this is basically the assembly that you screw together that clamps down on the wick that you put in. And then this whole assembly then will go into your cartomizer. Let me show you how it all goes together. Alright, we're going to take a wick that I've already kind of pre-made here, and then here's the center pin that has a neat little cutout slot in it, which you'll kind of understand here as I go through this, how this works. You put your center pin in, and you put it to where it's almost seated. Not quite all the way, but almost. Take the long leg, or the down leg, you go in and through the center pin, going directly through the center of it. If I can get through the center of it. There we go. And this comes right down onto here. And this leg is your negative ground leg, which is going to go right across here, like that. And basically we're going to push this up against here. And then I'm going to take a little seal rubber thing that will just kind of hold that leg up against there, just like that. And we can clip this one off. And we're going to screw this onto here to hold the wick down. Screw that down. We'll go ahead and pull our safety pin out and just kind of clamp this all nice and tight on our wick so it doesn't move anywhere. Come to the bottom, we're going to grab the positive wire through the cutout, and we're going to wrap around and then back into the cutout, and we're going to push that down, and then we're going to pull this up and then clip it. So now the positive and negative connections are made. Now what I need to do is something that I've been thinking about, is we're going to trim the wick about that long. I'll do the same thing on the other side. What we're going to do is take half the wick and we're going to fold it up inside. And you'll see why in just a second. Half the wick and fold it up. So half goes up, half goes down. Okay, we're going to push that against the center where the cutout is and the threading. We're going to bring this back down on top. And we're going to thread that on there. So basically half of our wick is going to be down, and then half of our wick is going to be up. And the reason why I'm moving the wick up is down inside of here, what I'm going to do is take some of the batting material, which I've taken one of the Carto center tubes and stuck in there, and then wrapped it nice and tight, and we're going to push that down in. So what that's going to do is any overflow juice that I have, in case it's a real hot day, or the juice viscosity is a little bit thin, this will pull a lot of that juice into like a secondary reservoir. And then what will happen is, because you pulled half the wick up, this is going to be touching that wick, then that'll leach the juice back down to your wick and coil. So basically it acts as a secondary reservoir, an overflow, if you will. There we go. So there's the batting material on the center tube. That goes on there like this. And we're going to tighten this down, and then we're going to trim the rest of this off so it goes through and into our tank. So now we've got a wick that's protruding here, as you can see. That'll pick the juice up and pull it into your wick, or I mean into the coil, so it'll burn with no problem. Hopefully not burn, but vaporize. And then any of the excess, say it pulls down here and you start getting that gurgling feeling, so then you just tilt it. It'll run down the tube and it'll hit the batting material, which will soak it up. Then you can turn it back over, and since the wick is touching the batting material, it'll re-energize that wick and keep it nice and wet. So, of course, this is all in theory. I haven't actually tested this one out yet, which I'm getting ready to, so more to follow. But that's how to build a, I guess scuba diver is what we're going to call it, I don't know. But that's how to build up a rebuildable cartomizer. Alright, this is Scuba Vet Dan. I'm out.
Alright, this is Scuba Vet Dan. I'm back. I went ahead and put it inside of a tank just to test it out, proof of concept, see if the thing actually worked as advertised. Here's the results. Alright, proof of concept, it works. So, I now have a rebuildable cartomizer. Well, hopefully I'll fine-tune this a little bit more, and we'll see what happens with it. This is Scuba Vet Dan. I'm out.